Hasrat Mohani was born in 1875 into a Muslim family in British-ruled India. He was fluent in the Urdu, Persian and Arabic languages and was well versed in Islamic knowledge. He also traveled across the Muslim world and visited places such as Egypt, Hijaz, Iraq and Iran, and he realized that the British Empire had gained a foothold in many other areas of the Muslim world. Hasrat Mohani spoke out against British rule and established a newspaper known as Urdu Mualla, where he criticized British policies. In 1904, he was arrested after he wrote an article exposing British policies in Egypt and commemorating the Egyptian freedom fighter known as Mustafa Kamil. After being arrested, his newspaper was shut down and his library was confiscated. After being released from prison, Hasrat Mohani continued to call for independence from British rule. He disagreed with Gandhi's idea of peaceful resistance and called for armed resistance against British rule. Because of his call for armed resistance, many of his followers committed acts of violence against British officers in India, and on 27th December 1927, the British officer known as John Saunders was shot and killed by one of his followers. Hasrat Mohani was eventually arrested again for illegal possession of weapons and was imprisoned for 6 years. During his time in prison, the British sent him a letter stating that he could be released early as long as he agreed to stay out of politics. Hasrat Mohani refused the offer and replied with the following poem. शाहों के तकब्बुर से भी दब कर ना रहा मैं, आखिर किस बारगाह खास का गदा हूँ मैं. Hasrat Mohani continued to resist colonialism until India became independent in 1947. Even after independence, he continued to speak out against injustice and corruption within the new Indian government. He was elected as a member of the Indian Parliament and stood up for the rights of the Muslim minority in India. In one of his speeches, he addressed the Deputy Prime Minister of India and stated, "You should not think that the Muslims of India are orphans. I am here to defend their rights against all odds and will fight for them until death." Mawlana Hasrat Mohani passed away in the city of Lucknow in May 1951.